You get what I'm saying? We dig deeper. We dig deeper. We dig and we don't judge. Someone said, is there a plan, Bob, or are we just gonna fend for ourselves? To answer your question, no, there's not a plan. Do you have to fend for yourself? Yes and no. Yes, but what are you fending yourself from? Is your mind, is your world, is your reality. You trying to fend yourself, you trying to fend yourself off from yourself? No. You misunderstand. There's nothing outside of you. It's just what's inside of you. That's it. If you an ain't shit nigga, you gonna run into ain't shit people everywhere. And then you gonna be like, how do I fight off these ain't shit people? You'll be fighting forever. Maybe you should not be an ain't shit person, and that way you won't run into ain't shit people. Because see me, I run into people who are like me because I'm like myself. So if I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, if I wanted to go dig, if I wanted to dig in something, then I would just tell myself, I'm trying to dig, and I would go outside and I would meet other people who are trying to dig. Now, the thing is, you will meet people who are trying to be dug, and you're going to meet people who are trying to dig you. And you be like, yo, what? That's the duality that I'm talking about. You got to elevate beyond that. So you got to really think, what do you want? So for me, I want peace, prosperity. I want mutual relationships. So therefore, I think in terms of, okay, what do I want? And what will come from this? What two sides will come from this? Am I okay with both sides that comes with it? Yes. Then I proceed. Then I proceed. Then I proceed. Do you understand? You understand what I'm saying?
By the way, if you're curious, I'm going to be chopping up his live stream and throwing it on my like third channel, my Alchemist Rel channel. But I had to record this live stream because he'd be dropping bangers. I know there's other people who recorded this live stream, but yeah, B.o.B, if you're watching this, I mean, you already know that I'm going to be posting this, bro, you divine creature. Anyways, he said something that was super fire that inspired me. Actually, I record live streams and clips like this. I have the full thing, but I can't play the end part where he was showing a song. I'm not going to do that, by the way. So that's if he's watching this as well. But I wanted to take this one clip right here because, you know, sometimes I get this question when I talk to someone, or I used to a long time ago, but let's just say it presently. I get this question when somebody asks me, well, like if none of this matters, or it's all a mystical simulation, organic simulation, does life have any meaning? And what's the plan? What's the point of being here? And blah, blah, blah. And I like his answer, so that's why I played the clip first. Or I'm going to play the clip first, because this is supposed to be the intro. No, this isn't the intro. I'm getting straight into it. I'm just flowing different today. Screw it. I have no plan. Gotta hop straight in, man. That's how everything turns out the best. But yeah, there is no plan. Like you said, it's you. Like you, man, Elmer is one of the coolest, I feel like, creators when it comes to explaining that everyone is you pushed out. But essentially, this is that's what I feel like my being is, trying to pull all the comparisons together. I feel like Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm like the mimic technique. I can like show you how everything connects, or how cursed energy connects, and I can copy other people's abilities. But essentially, I can. It's just cool to me, a little synchronicity of hearing B.o.B finally say this like this, though he's already said it before for years. But just saying it, the world is you, the universe is you. It is you. It's all experienced in your mind. So, like it's funny. It's like when you think about this for a second, because people are curious. They're like, well, what's the point of all this? And it's like, that really is up to you. In a sense, like my own, I think I was around 18 or 19 maybe, or 20, when it was my bro Ron, I always mention, and his cousin. And we were walking very late at night, and we looked at the moon, and the moon looked like a camera. It was very interesting. The moon was in the sky, and it looked like it was a camera lens. And I remember we were like I think we were getting Chinese food or something, and we literally just started talking about the concept of how Earth is literally a playground for beings. Like that's what I'm saying. Like all the stuff I talk about on my channel now is not even compared to when I first awakened. Like if I literally was saying the things that when I was first awakened, I think everyone would think I was insane, but maybe also not, because there's a whole large community of like the spirituality is fucking trending now. But like a real true authentic awakening breaks you through all these barriers of things that we've learned and whatever. But essentially the things that we were channeling without even watching any of these videos, because I didn't consume this content to learn this stuff, is that we thought Earth was a big ass playground for different beings, and each person, entity, or whatever is a different being. Like this is before I knew about any government reptilians and all that. I thought that that just kind of makes sense, that if you think about it, it's like, and you think about certain acts that certain people do, it's like, what do you really look like under your skin? Like, yeah, you're in the form of a human right now, but if you think in terms of consciousness, what actually pulls you to do the certain things you do if this is a video game? Like, what are you attached to that makes you want to play a villain or just do the most disgusting things to other creatures in this video game, right? But it's a playground. Like there is no plan, and if you think about it, it's really like the same cycle. I don't want to get too into that, but it's you. Like it's how you react to the world. There was a Crest Crew, I think they were called. I don't know if they're still together, but very dope duo. They had a song where they were talking about when universes collide. They were saying some cool shit. But I think in the song, or one of the songs they had, he said, and I think it was literally chakras in the song Chakras. Life is 90%. It's like 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. But that's the truth. Everything that you see in your day-to-day life, wars, news, media, propaganda, all these things, it's about balance and transcending duality and not getting involved in these arguments. And it's really about balance. It's about that yin and yang, like light and dark, and becoming the middle point. It really is, because it's, and you will feel it. Like you will feel it like it's a shift in your body when you start to truly control your reactions and not be guided by this system. Because the point is the world is meant to pull you out of being yourself, because we're the batteries. That's why this whole AI thing is going on, and all of it. And like people think there's going to be some AI uprising and all this, but it's like very interesting. If you're seeing all these robots and stuff being created, you know, and this is also something he said in his live stream, why do you not think they're taking us over right now? Why don't you just, you know, destroy all humans and replace them all with robots? It's because they need an energy source. We are that energy source. That's what the Matrix was trying to show you. We are imaginative beings. That's why you stretch your imagination to the farthest it can go. I mean, I think Albert Einstein said it too. If like you want a kid to be really smart or intelligent, or you want like your kid to just be whatever, you could probably find this quote. It's read them fantasy books. Let their imagination and creativity flow. Do not chop that off as a child. Hence why the schooling system does that for a lot of kids, or even like people with ADHD, and how they, it's a consistent, this system is like a consistent, in his live stream he also said it, it's like it's voluntary incarceration of a multi-dimensional spirit, which is your spirit. It's voluntary because if you hear all these concepts like we chose to come to Earth and all of that, it's like that. It's like voluntary. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you can't lie. Think about the moments you had fun with your family, Christmas, all of these things, Thanksgiving. I don't know, when your birthday comes around and friends. Some people have a harder human experience, but when they get out of it, maybe they truly finally find peace in their life. There's some reason, but that's the meaning to all this. You came for your own reason. That's why it's very funny to even get wrapped up in the bullshit of the world anyways, because it's like, you came for your own reason. Like, don't be a sheep. Don't follow the herd, because it's ultimately you at the end of the day. And truthfully, I still believe this anyway. I don't really truly feel like everyone is completely conscious or even real. It's like temporary conscious. You guys have seen me on the channel make a video about like backdrop people. I'm telling you, I'm pretty 95% sure there are like fill-in consciousness, which is not bad or doesn't mean they're lesser than anybody. It's just that I don't think there's anyone that I don't think there's a large amount of people who are actually awake around playing the game from like a conscious state. It's just like they're kind of going through their emotions, which still they need to be taken care of too. They need to be, you know, respected in the because it's all creation. So that's why I never judge. But at the end of the day too, you also gotta watch yourself a little bit, because you can get wrapped up in the wrong energetic fields, dude, because you're a multi-dimensional being, dude. But there's no plan. You create the world. It's all you. And some people hear that and be like, then why can't I be a millionaire and all that? And I swear sometimes that I think that's like bots, but it's, you have to look at your path. Your soul may not want that. I know for a fact I'm not someone who wants $1 million. Like, the money and the freedom is nice, but look, I'm gonna give you an example of what happened to me, right? I said I'd be good with like maybe a job or something that does like $100,000 a year or something like that. When I was in Texas, I literally walked around, because the world's inside you first. You have to rise to the conception of yourself first. Like, it's self-concept. I saw myself as being someone who can make $100,000 a year, and it would be in a creative field, or a field where I was like a brand, like, funny enough, because that was the position, but a brand ambassador. I was like, I feel like I could represent a brand. I had a job find me through Indeed and offered me a position. Like, they were like, yo, like, we looked at your stuff, like, blah, blah, blah. But you know what's funny? I squandered that opportunity, because doors open and close. If you're not recognized, like, I didn't recognize at the time. Like, it was almost like imposter syndrome. I don't know, but it was crazy, because those little moments like that show me we're really creating reality, because I did nothing to find that. It just came based on me walking around keeping my head high that the future looked bright. That is really literally how all of this works, and quantum physics is proving that more and more. It's two ends of the stick, two sides of the tree, good and evil, as above, so below, as within, so without. The world is you. The world is you, and that can't be denied. You can't go into 2025 still wasting time arguing with other motherfuckers about what this whole thing is. The one truth about this is it's all being experienced through your perception. So that's it. It's like, it's not even about trying to convert people to believe what you believe. Like, because some people think that too. When we be talking about this stuff, what I've seen is the backlash for a lot of people who make content like this or just share their findings is like, people almost get offended of their own beliefs just by listening to what you're speaking, almost as if you're trying to convert people. You're not. You're just sharing what you've come to realize about reality. And then now that science has proven it, I don't know if more people are going to logicalize it, but it's everything vibrates. Your energies, your emotions, your thoughts, they're all vibrations. So I don't know, if you want to be a millionaire, go for it. But your life is going to take a certain turn to get to that point. So hopefully you're ready for what it may bring, but also it's consistency. Like, you can't say I want to be a millionaire and then just stop the next day. You have to embody that daily, constantly, to see where it ends up taking you. You might say you want to be a millionaire, and you might lose your job because you're supposed to, like, say you have savings, you go, I want to be a millionaire. It's shit. Your higher self might literally take you out your fucking job, and you have to live on the savings, but that's going to lead to you learning a creative way to make a product or a brand that's going to lead you to start on the road of building this business that will bring you to $1 million. You never know. For me, and when the job offer popped up, it was very interesting. It was like I couldn't find any other position to take outside security for a very large portion of time. And even my bro Ron was telling me, yeah, don't rush into anything. The moment you stop searching, it's gonna come more shit, and it did come. But I squandered it. There's so much more behind that story that maybe I'll tell in the video, how I just realized the world is me pushed out. But essentially, I see why it was all leading to this dental assistant position. Like, it's crazy. The lore in my life has been insane, dude. I can't even, this shit is written so crazy. Like, guys, and also that too, I always hear people having really bad work environments. The funny thing about me is I always said I end up in work environments where the people reflect me, or they're very similar to me. And again, I'm in another very, very loving work environment where they talk about perception is reality. Like they'll drop little things here and there about manifestation in the universe. I'd be peeping them. I don't think they'd be peeping that I'd be peeping, but I'd be like, oh, this group is cool. Now there's one dude there that he knows. I don't know if he's gonna end up watching this video. I don't know where and get into the end, but he knows. He knows. We were talking about ego and stuff and astral plane stuff, and that's why I'm like, bro, this shit is awesome. Like I always find my soul tribe through. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. But you know, I was getting in my head, knowing that I create reality. I was still getting in my head because it's like having no dentistry background, and even though I'm picking it up and everyone's telling me, bro, you're like, dude, it feels like you've been here longer than you're selling yourself short. That's a me thing still, is like thinking like, oh, am I ready for this? But see, I have to beat that part of my ego, that shift and change. The ego doesn't like that. The ego wants to stay safe. So, but it's been good, dude. I've been having fun. I love the group of people. I love everything I'm learning. But this is what I'm telling you guys. You create reality. Like I seen the position and was like, yo, I could definitely do that. And I could see myself doing that. Like doing the suctioning and everything. I was like, yo, bro, that'll be a breeze. I got it. I got in. It's crazy everything I had to learn. But they literally, it's just wild to see how you just stay in a mindset like that. And even when, see, I think the better you get, there are less moments where you don't get exactly what you imagine or embody. This I'm truly starting to see. But yeah, like I don't got any more than that. The world is you. That's really it. The world is you. It's you. I don't have anything else to say. The world is you, and it's like, it is literally like what you want to experience, you will experience. So be very careful what you think and feel on loop daily. Be very careful, just because you're gonna get what you like. When they say be careful what you wish for, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And when you start to realize this, you can think back to moments in your life, if you're not awakened, to where you assumed or thought something was going to happen, but you were so invested energetically in it that that assumption you thought about ends up happening. And that's because you're creating your reality. So yeah, just so you know, and no little intrusive thoughts and stuff like that don't end up manifesting. I've talked about this before, because they can be one-off offshoots. It's whatever your dominant vibration is and how you're reacting to the things that pop up. You know, if you're just like every single day, oh, I just mess everything up in my life and I'm just a failure. Well, then what do you think your dominant reality is going to be? You're going to be a failure. You got to give yourself grace and understand that we are multidimensional beings living a temporary human experience. All right, I'm out of here. And there's no plan. I don't know. It's all based on you. So all right, I'm out of here. Much love and Moonlight.
Word dig or digging, it just has a little ring to it that feels a little carnal, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a really naughty mind, but I have to, because I make music and I'm a creative. So I have to think like that. I have to think, what does this word mean to me? When I get in the studio and I say, yo, right, you digging in me? That's crazy. That's a crazy sentence to say. But when you type dig, like D-I-G-G, it's a different thing. It's like, oh, okay, you digging. Just one letter. But when you say dig, if I say I'm trying to dig, yeah, I'm trying to dig, you know what that feels like. So I'm not going to say that. It's going to be confusing on all type of levels. If someone said, hey, what would you like for breakfast? And I said, I'm trying to dig. Wouldn't you be like, whoa?